Hey, Waters here from the Waters Wake Up Call. This morning we were talking tunes, cartoons, and of course Rick Springfield.
So I was in 6th grade. I loved him. I loved his music. I loved him on General Hospital. And I was going to the nurse's office every day, pretending to be sick, whatever was going to get me home, so that I could watch him on General Hospital. My college-age brother came home one day and caught me middle of the afternoon, told my parents what I was doing. But he did eventually take me to see Rick Springfield in concert, so I forgave him.
Oh, thank goodness he redeemed himself. So how about favorite Rick Springfield song?
You can't beat Jesse's Girl, and it's iconic.
It's a very well-crafted song.
It is. He was a very well-crafted man.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what he looks like now that he's 73. Probably still great, but...
He does. He looks pretty good. I hate him. I think he's some kind of a demon.
He probably is. An Australian demon.
The original Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And Bugs Bunny.
Oh, you got some good taste there with Scooby and Bugs.
Just like the classical music.
You know, that was the thing about those cartoons, would kind of sneakily teach you things while being wrapped in nonsense. See, that's always been my favorite stuff. The really smart stuff that's wrapped in nonsense.
Well, and that's what sticks with you.
Yeah.
I mean, years later, you go, well, I can remember that. I can't remember your name, but I can remember this. You know? Oh,
yeah. You can remember everything Bugs Bunny did and all of the encounters with Elmer Fudd.
And mine were back to back. I had Scooby-Doo first and Bugs is right after. So it's like, all right.
Ah, the bifecta.
Exactly.
Those are great choices, Hawaiian. Not that you need a dopey DJ to tell you that, but they are.
But, you know, you're one of my dopey DJs, so I do need to hear it.
Well,
so
thank you. I'm glad that my words can do something uplifting for you or something.
Well, you know.
You know I love Throwback Thursday, and I was wondering if I could hear a little Baba O'Reilly.
You know, I haven't played that in a long time. That is such a good tune.
I thought, man, what a perfect day for that song.
It just feels like a teenage wasteland everywhere, doesn't it?
Hey, is there a story behind that Teenage Wasteland? Because it's got like the two different names.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's Teenage Wasteland, but it actually got the name from Pete Townsend, who wrote the song. First of all, of course, he had a guru back then, because all rock stars had a guru back then. And his guru, the name was Mayor Baba, so that's the first part. And then he also was learning electronic music, like the synthesizer that was pretty much brand new at the time, and the guy who taught him was O'Reilly. So you put those two together, and of course you get the Baba O'Reilly. It actually got the name Baba O'Reilly because Pete Townsend wrote this while he was with a guru, of course, because, you know, all the rock stars had gurus back then. But his guru was Mayor Baba, and then he was also learning electronic music, like the synthesizer and things like that. And the guy who taught him how to play electronic music, I can't remember his first name, but his last name is O'Reilly. And they wrote the whole Teenage Wasteland thing, dedicated that to Woodstock, because they hated Woodstock. You know, it was all the drugs and all that. I mean, they were more drinkers, I think. Well, I think probably Keith liked it, but they had spiked the punch with acid, and John Entwistle didn't know what the hell was going on, and, you know, they looked out into the crowd, and that's all they saw was this big teenage wasteland.
You know what? That's what I had heard, but I have no idea how I got the two different names, but I did hear what that last little bit you said about the Teenage Wasteland.
Yeah.
That part I did hear.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I appreciate what you're doing. Man, you do a wonderful, wonderful work.
I was thinking in the 1980s when I was about 8 or 10, I used to watch You Can't Do That on television on Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Anybody remembers that one?
I remember it, but I never watched it because it was, you know, I was a little old for it. But
Sure, I think Alanis Morissette started off on that show.
She did. Yeah, and then she started some other profession like in the 90s. But you know,
a little one.
Yeah, we're not there yet, so who knows? But what was your favorite part of You Can't Do That on television?
Oh, probably the cook, Barth.
But I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check.
Yeah, you'll have to look up a little segment of Barth. He was great.
Because maybe you can't do that on television, but maybe you can do it on radio.
I like when they said, I don't know, they get slimed on, and if they said water on the show, they get a bucket of water sometimes.
Weekday mornings, 5:30 to 10.
105.7 KOKZ.